Hey, what's up, guys? Happy Sunday. It is February 15th, 2026. We're on podcast number 4 today, guys. Sober Dads, welcome back. Sorry, guys, I've been out for a few weeks. It's just been real busy here at the shop. Ashton, my son, was in the hospital twice with rhinovirus. He was in there this week. We were in there for 4 days. He was on a breathing apparatus. He's at home. He's totally fine. The doctor just admitted us a couple times in the NICU, or I'm sorry, not the NICU, but the intensive care unit. So we're back home. We're doing good. Mama's good. We celebrated Valentine's Day yesterday, and I took Ashton to his first baseball game, and he absolutely enjoyed it. He got a foul ball. We were in the behind the stands, and we saw a ball rolling. A guy picked it up and handed it to Ashton. We looked around. We didn't see anyone that had threw the ball, and we're looking for it, so we assumed it was a foul ball. So that was a pretty cool moment. The ball was super dirty too. It had the gameplay ball, so we know it was for the game. So, welcome back to Sober Dads, guys. Podcast number 4. We're going to be talking about alignment today. Now, we're going to be going a little off topic from how to stay sober. We're going to be going a little bit a spiritual aspect and trying to bring that into the physical realm here. I got a squirrel out there chilling at the door. It's kind of funny. Now, what is alignment? Alignment has helped me. We're going to talk about this. We're going to get into it real deep here. Staying on the right path in life, looking for synchronicities, looking for repeating numbers is one thing I like to look for, things that are happening at the same time that can't be explained type things. You really want to pay attention to those moments in life. We're going to get into that about why they're so important. Look for repeating numbers. I truly believe the world, there's no such thing as a coincidence. I've actually proven that to be true. And we're going to get into that here a little bit. But what is alignment? We have our 7 chakra systems. I truly believe that these chakra systems, they're full of energy. The main spinning energy centers in the body, running from the base of the spine to the crown of the head. They function as focal points for life force energy, or prana, and they are believed to govern physical, emotional, and spiritual well-being. What's the purpose? They connect the spiritual to the physical bodies, allowing energy to flow freely. So if you have like one of these chakra systems that are blocked, it creates resistance in our bodies, and we'll sometimes look for substances like alcohol and drugs to maybe mask that, because our energy is not flowing correctly in our 7 chakra systems. Now, what are the 7 chakra systems? We have the root chakra, which is at the base of the spine. That is for security and survival. It's a chakra. Think of it at the base of the spine, and it's centered around energy. You want to clear that up. If there's a blockade there, it can hinder your sense of security and your survival. We're going to start moving up to the spine. Right above the root chakra, we have the sacral chakra, and it's below the navel. Now, this is used for creativity and sexuality. The one above that is the solar plexus. It's in the upper abdomen. That is for confidence and power. Now, the next one is one of my favorite, the heart chakra. You guys are all familiar with the heart. Your heart, it's the center of the chest, and that's for love and compassion. Moving up from the heart, we have our throat, and that is for communication. Now, my favorite chakra is our third eye, or, some people call it the all-seeing eye, and that is for intuition and awareness. Most pineal. The third eye can be referred to as the pineal gland too, as well. Most pineal glands in this world are calcified, so there are ways to decalcify your pineal gland. That can be a whole other podcast there, but I highly encourage you, if you have not decalcified your pineal gland, please research on how to decalcify your pineal gland. Very, very important. Now, above the third eye, we have the crown. It's the top of the head, and that is for enlightenment and spiritual connections. Now, these 7 chakra systems, if you can get the energy cleared up in each chakra system, you can essentially have full alignment. Now, what are the practices to clear these up? We have yoga. Yoga is a great one. Yoga it's a very, very great, what's the word here? I want to call it a sport, but it's an exercise or a practice that it forces you to go inside of your body and clear that stuff up. It absolutely works. Meditation is another one. I highly, highly recommend meditation. That has absolutely helped me. Absolutely helped me. Meditation is by far one of the best ones, and breathing techniques too as well. Breathing exercises. If you use all those in combination, maybe not all in the same day or night or week, break them up and maybe do yoga for 3 or 4 months or a year, and then switch to meditation, in between. The breathing techniques can be done on a daily basis, weekly basis. Even stillness, just being still and just, you know, being aware of your senses, focusing on your breath, the smell, what you're touching, your sight, the sounds, all that can be beneficial, because you're not necessarily thinking about the crazy world we live in. This is not recognized by Western science. This is more of an Eastern traditional way. Now I'm going to get into this. You are not separate. You never were. You never could be. I'm going to say that again. You are not separate. You never were. And you never could be. Every single ancient civilization figured this out. The entire kingdom of God is within you. You are the divine, Jesus said in Luke 17:21. I'm just basically going to touch on the ancient mythics here. I do believe Jesus Christ is king, so I'm going to say that first and foremost. Christ is king. But we're all here on this planet, and we have different mystics and ancient civilizations that have lived. And I truly believe there's one God, and Jesus is the Son of God. So everything else that's said beyond this it's all tied into that. So let's just kind of stay, not our mind can kind of go left or right, but I just want to stay kind of centered here and grounded on what my belief system is, just in case anybody questions, on what I believe. I believe there's one God, and Jesus is the Son of God. But with that being said, we're gonna touch on different ancient mystics here too as well. The ancient Sufis, the text says, "You are not a drop in the ocean. You are the ocean in a drop." The Hermetic text says, "All is one." In Taoism, everything is the Tao expressing itself in 10,000 forms. The Mayan had a saying called the Popol Vuh, which means heart of sky, heart of earth. The Buddha had a saying, there is no separate self. The Kabbalah, creation is one emanation divided only in appearance. Even in quantum physics, we're seeing this. Everything is one unified field, fragmented by perception. The Indians, the Upanishads from India, you are that. There is no you versus the world. There is only this one universe expressing itself from your point of view. Separation and conflict is what they are trying to show us. Being divided is a glitch in the matrix. Isolation is not really real. A metaphor would be when a wave rises out of the ocean. It looks separate from the ocean only for a few seconds, expressing itself in another form. But it is the ocean. When a wave comes up, it looks separate from the ocean, but it is the ocean. One spirit, one God. Drop my pen. Father of all, as above, so below. You are that. The kingdom is within, all is mine. You are the universe aware of itself. You are the divine. You are not the world is within you. Every ancient mystic, if you believe we are separate, then your life might have been built on a misunderstanding. The moment you believe we are separate, you suffer and fear death, loss, and maybe start to drink alcohol. When you remember that we are all one, all that fear goes away. Fear is an illusion. Love is the only truth. Those are my notes there. So, all this is tied into sobriety here. Having full alignment in your body allows you to not have these blockades of negative energy. If you can understand that we are all one on this universe, it may help you. It may help you kind of understand your own addictions. It may help you understand why we abuse alcohol, why we abuse drugs. At least it helped me. I had to meditate on those things, and I got answers. If you meditate on those things too, you will get answers. I promise you that. I absolutely promise you. I like to sit on my bed at 4 a.m. and ask myself, what could I have done better from the day before? And you'll get an answer. Trust me. At 4 a.m., your brain you will get the answer. Not at that moment, but it will come. The answer will come. Trust me. In spiritual, physical form, you will get the answer. The answer may just pop in your head one day, or the person may just walk in your space, or the thing may just show up, or whatever. The answer will come. I promise you that. Try to meditate, guys. Try to do a lot of yoga and focus on your breath work. Because we are the ocean. We're not just a droplet in the ocean. We are the ocean. And we're not separate here. We have individual consciousness, but we have a collective consciousness too here, guys. So if one person is suffering, we are all suffering. So we all have to help each other. We all have to help each other here. We're all here on this planet. Nobody knows why, right? God knows. No person can tell us the answer. We all argue about Epstein files, and we're at war with Venezuela. We've got fraud going up in Minnesota. I mean, just look around. They are trying to divide us and separate us. That's an evil spirit. Evil does not win. What does Jesus say? The battle's already defeated. Jesus shows up in white. What person shows up in white? A person who knows they've already won the fight. It's already won. It says, do not fear, I believe 365 times in the Bible. It's one of the most repeated phrases in the Bible. Fear not. Do not fear. The ego is the fear. If you can understand your egos, and I've had ego death years ago, about 2019, my ego died. I still have an ego, but I know how to separate myself, my actual physical self, from my ego, and I can see myself in third person all the time. That helps. You have to be able to kill your ego, because all your ego is fear, and fear is an illusion. Fear does not exist. All it exists is love. Trust me when I say that. I've lived that. Love is the only thing that is real. If you're a dad out there and you're struggling with drugs or alcohol, I highly recommend you to reach out to me. I'd love to have a one-on-one conversation. Matter of fact, right where the camera is, there's a couch right there, and there's another chair. We can have a one-on-one. I would love that. Please reach out to me. Drop a comment, text me, call me. The name of my business is Next Level Ceramic Coatings. You can find me on Google. Reach out. Full alignment. Your 7 chakras. Very important. Meditate. Focus. Turn the news off. Go hug a tree. Seriously, guys, I hug trees. I'm a fucking tree hugger. I don't care, guys. We are the ocean. You are stardust. You are the universe. We are spiritual beings having a human experience. That is the truth. That is the truth. I believe there's one God. I believe Jesus is the only son, the Son of God who died for our sins. I believe in the Bible. I believe in spirituality. Nikola Tesla said it best. If you want to understand the secrets of the universe, you think in terms of energy, frequencies, and vibrations. All we are is a ball of energy vibrating at different frequencies. Think about that for a second. If you can put your mind in front of that the whole time, it's so easy to beat drugs and alcohol. It's so easy. If you can understand this, it becomes easy, actually. And it becomes fun, because the synchronicities that happen in the world, they're not coincidental. They're explainable. And when you can start explaining them, life gets very fun. Very fun. Guys, I'm gonna conclude on this. I get a little fired up with this, so I love it though. It changed my life. You know, drugs and alcohol are not good. But I do want to touch a little bit on psilocybin as I'm closing here. You know, if you're in a medical setting and you set the right intentions, psilocybin can be very beneficial. DMT too as well. Very beneficial. It can actually rewire the neural pathways in your prefrontal cortex, and you can actually get new thoughts, and you can actually end your addiction on whatever you have by using psilocybin mushrooms. You've heard that correctly. So if anyone has done that, please drop your experience in the comments, and I'd love to hear it. Yeah, psilocybin mushroom, guys, absolutely works. If you have an addiction and you're smoking cigarettes, or you're drinking alcohol, or you have another addiction, maybe a weed addiction, you're recreationally using weed. Weed's another one we're going to talk about, but in a medicinal setting, weed can be okay. Too much of anything is not okay. But if and some people can't smoke weed, they're just not wired for it. But some people have to smoke it in order to sleep. So there are some medical benefits for marijuana and psilocybin. So those are the two that will, they are drugs. If you can abuse anything, obviously. I want to say alcohol is one of those ones too, where it's like, if you're drinking um, like one beer a night or something, that's not good because it affects your nervous system. Marijuana, on the other hand, you necessarily don't want to do that every night, unless you absolutely have to have it for sleep or something to that effect, without taking like Ambien or any pharmaceuticals. Even taking melatonin is not good, and you have to cycle melatonin. So marijuana can be okay, for medicinal purposes only. I'll say that, not for recreational purposes, because it can be abused. So, um, but guys, I'm gonna end on that. We'll pick back up on this. I'll try to get some more time. I'll try to do a podcast a week, but things kind of get hectic here at the shop. I get busy, and it just gets hard. I got some time today to do a video. So love you guys. I want blow this channel up, guys. Like we said, we want 1 million followers by the end of the year. Please like and subscribe. And we're on podcast 4, guys. Peace, love, and infinite waters.